Stockpile Hobbies.
Welcome back to Stockpile Hobbies. My name is Steve, and today we are continuing on with our RC truck restorations. We are moving on to the Kyosho Double Dare, or what I should say is a Double Dare / USA1, because I have heavily modified this poor truck. This thing has nothing but problems, to say the least. It's been sitting on the shelf for about 7 or 8 years now, and it needs to be cleaned off. But I can tell you already, see how the front's down, because the tie rods are blown out, and that's part of the issue I had with customizing this. So we'll get into it now. So this truck was supposed to be Kyosho's answer to the tamiya, I can never pronounce it right, clodbuster truck. It's supposed to be 4-wheel drive and 4-wheel drive steering. This one is no longer 4-wheel drive steering because it would do nothing but oversteer and wipe out. Part of the issue was back in the 80s, the controller we had for the truck didn't have a trim level on it. So you couldn't adjust the sensitivity of the steering dial, so just barely touching it would cause the whole truck to go like almost full swing 4-wheel drive, and it would just flip over. But it was very fast, and it had the skinny little wheels on it that my big brute has. This truck here is the 2-wheel drive version of it, 2-wheel drive steering. I already did a video on this one. These are the actual stock rims that were on the Double Dare truck. I took them off and put them on this truck because this truck was inoperable for many years. It was having problems, like I mentioned, with the steering. We just didn't run it. And then I started using it for parts over the years before eBay, and I was able to just start replacing things. But let's get the body off here and take a look at what we got. Some of you might also notice that the engine is different in the front. This is actually the stock engine. You see it's missing one of the velocity stacks here and one of the exhaust pipes here because it rolled over so many times it destroyed it. I bought this off eBay. It was just a custom engine. I mounted it and I cut the body a lot wider, and yeah, it fits. It fits the theme of the truck for sure. So here we go. It has the stock can Kyosho motors in there. They are more than fast enough for what this truck can handle. I've replaced it with a, I don't know if you remember, a Rebel, Tekken Rebel electronic speed controller here. This used to have a mechanical speed controller with some arms that would actuate and change the voltage going to the motor. There'd be a huge resistor heat sink in the back hanging off. This eliminates all of that. And it's also capable of driving these motors at their full draw that they can run at. This has the upgraded steering servo for more extra torque to handle these big meaty tires on here, which also requires its own battery pack. It just plugs into the receiver, which is buried in the back over here in the tub of this truck here in the back. Let's get the light on this. There we go. Here's the receiver in the back. The speed controller here is mounted on top of the top of the chassis. The servo's in here and the battery pack's here. As you can see, I've also messed with the suspension on this truck. I bought these plates off eBay, mounted them on, gave them a shot. Final thing I did here is I did lock in the rear wheels with a screw. This could be removed. There should be a bar that falls into one of these slots here on the steering guide here. It would go down the length of the truck and into another steering guide back here. Here's that bar I was talking about, so that would just transfer the steering motion to the rear wheels. As I mentioned, here are the actual other plates you could use for the big brute that I mentioned to change the steering. I don't even think you can get this anymore. I still have it. I found this while looking for the rod really quick. So what I've done here is I Frankensteined Kyosho USA1 truck parts to this Double Dare. So the USA1 truck was the same chassis, same gearboxes as the Double Dare, but it had different suspension arms coming off that were longer to accommodate these gigantic tires to make it look more beefy like the Clodbuster truck. Yeah, still flexible after all these years, this rubber. Excellent. So that meant there had to be a lot longer tie rods, longer drive shafts, and all that. Different end caps here, all different. So I ordered USA1 parts off eBay. The only thing I really couldn't find was the tie rods here. So I think I bought Red Cat or some other brand that were longer. I cut them down and tried to get them onto some tie rod ends that would snap into the screws. It works. It does work. It's very sensitive though. If you're driving this and hit anything a little bit, it will pop off, as you see here, and have to be remounted. Now I'm sure this is also probably getting stripped out a little bit over all the years. What I'm going to do is I am going to glue it in, because I am sick of this happening to the truck. Yep, here we go. Stupid idea. Got some glue in there. There we go. And do the same thing for the other side. Alright, so I just put the battery and powered it on and noticed 3 of the wheels drive, 1 does not. I remember this snapping an axle, because the axles are really long, and I didn't have the Thorpe clamp connectors. I drilled a hole through the axles, which weakened them. So one by one, as they would break, I would replace them with the Thorpe axles. And this one here, it does not appear to be spinning the dog bone. As you see, the other side, you can even hear it is. So let's pop this wheel off and take a look what's going on here and get this repaired. And there we go. That's the reason. There's no axle clamp on this wheel. So what I believe I did was I removed the axle clamp I had there and had an extra axle that I sent off when I had these remanufactured by a friend to fix the front wheels. So I never replaced this one on the back, I think, and we have to do that now. This screw here, you tighten the screw and it pinches the hub here onto the axle, and these 2 posts here will drive the 2 slots, 2 of the 4 slots in the wheel. And just turn that on there and bite that down. There we go. Alright, got the radio on. Let's hold this up. Let's turn the truck on. 1, 2, steering. Well, it turns one way, but not really the other. Wheels. All 4 are moving, baby. It's very loud, that steering servo. Alright, that's good, though. Oh, feels like it's working better now. We're out here in the back of Phoenix Haven Garage, my other YouTube channel for my cars, and we're going to run the Double Dare out here. So you can hear the steering servos turned on. One thing to note here is the rear diff is locked, the front gear is limited slip to help it turn better. So it gets a lot more grip than the big Brute had. It doesn't spin the wheels as much in the wet here. Also, these stock motors also don't have as much torque as the Speed World Monster Max in the big Brute. But being 4-wheel drive, it does have an easier time just getting over the train and going through the long grass. The truck's running great. It's responsive. It's turning. But like I said, if you hit a little rock or anything that hits that tire in the front, it's going to pop the tie rod off there. Playing with the bee out here. Ah. There we go. I got lost control there as I got attacked by a bee out here. Yeah, you hear it? That's reverse. And turning, it's rubbing the body. I didn't want to trim the body anymore. I got the job done, and I don't run the truck much. But if we did that Risky Concepts upgrade to it, I think that would make it a lot more durable. So I think the truck is normally a little bit faster than what we saw due to the condition of the battery, but it ran really good. It had no problem getting through the tall grass out here. I don't recommend doing this to the Double Dare. It was really difficult 7 years ago, just getting the individual USA1 parts to convert it. I highly recommend just getting a USA1 or even a gas-powered USA1. I think that's the way to go. But they might both still suffer from the same steering linkage issue. I don't recall. But I hope you enjoyed this video of my review of my Double Dare. Please give me a thumbs up if you did. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and keep having fun, everyone. The note is the rear diff is locked. Maybe I can capture the bee on camera. He's crazy. Bee. Got attacked twice by that bee.